So if you're looking for some inspiration of what to post on your social media, something that you may have not done previously is to run a competition on social media. So I just thought we'd do this video to give you some useful tips, some pointers, best practice if you like, of how to run an effective competition on social media. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to look at, the first point is to establish your goals. Your objectives. What are you wanting to get from the competition? Do you want to get more likes for your Facebook page? Oh, drop my pen lid. Do you want to gain more followers for your Instagram? And if so, how many? It's an important thing before you run any competition to kind of, in your own mind, decide what you want to achieve from it. So to set some objectives, some goals for that competition. Okay? And the next thing that we're going to look at is to decide which social media platform to host the competition on. And obviously this is a really important part of the process. Now, speaking from experience, I've had quite a bit of success running social media competitions on Facebook and Instagram. And I would say they're probably the two most most popular platforms to host competitions on. So it's to decide which platform you're going to host your competition on. Okay? The next thing we need to take into consideration, we need to choose a prize for our competition. And you may think, well, the better the prize, surely the more people that are going to get involved, that are going to engage, and are going to enter the competition. And again, speaking from experience, yeah, that is partly true. Yeah, the better the prize, usually it does gain more interest. But it also comes down to the mechanics of the competition and how people have to enter that competition. And that's something that we're going to come on to a little bit later. But when it comes to choosing a prize, the most important thing is choosing a prize that's relevant, that's appropriate for your audience, for your target audience. And only you know your target audience. So it's for you to decide here, okay? And the next thing to decide is how the winner, once the competition closes, is going to get the prize and how you're going to notify them. So on the subject of notifying them, once the competition closes, what I wouldn't do is to post publicly on the competition post and announce the winner publicly. What I would be more inclined to do is to message the winner privately to notify them, just to avoid any kind of backlash from people who might be a little bit, put out that they haven't won the competition. Okay, it's just something to bear in mind there. Okay, but also by notifying them privately, you can then make arrangements with that individual to arrange handing over the prize, whether they have to come to you or you're meeting them or whatever it may be. Okay, so we need to decide on the prize, and then we need to decide on how to hand over the prize, and then also, I haven't mentioned this yet, duration. How long are we going to run the competition for? And again, speaking from experience, the competitions that I've run in the past on Facebook and Instagram, typically a week is a good period of time. And there's another good reason why a week is ideal. Because as I mentioned before, when it comes to notifying the prize winner, the competition winner, should I say, Facebook, after a week, it actually removes the option to message the person who's left the comment, so the winner, if you like, privately. So if you can keep it within a week, that'd be ideal. So duration is another consideration. Okay. The next step, probably the most important one, is how you create the competition. And the best thing to do before creating the competition is to get a feel for what types of competitions you could run or are being run. Have a little look on Facebook, have a look on Instagram and see what competitions are being run, the different types. Perhaps even see what competitions your competitors are running, just to kind of get an idea for yourself as to kind of what works, what doesn't work, and how you can use those learnings to run an effective social media competition. But yeah, as I said, the mechanics of the competition play a large part, a big part in how many people take part in that competition. And one thing, if this could be the biggest piece of advice that I could give you about running a social media competition, it would be not to ask your audience to like, comment, or share. And there's a good reason for this, because it actually goes against Facebook's guidelines. And obviously Facebook owns Instagram, so the same kind of applies. Because you're forcing that person to take an action that they might not necessarily want to take. But there's a way around it, if you like, a caveat. And that would be, and I'll give you an example. If you were a restaurant and you decided to give away a 3-course meal for 2 in the run-up to Valentine's Day, what you might post is, this is a fantastic prize to win. Who do you think deserves to win this prize, and why? Your online audience will then be more inclined to go to the comments section of that social media post, that competition post, and in the comments to post, tag somebody who they think should win the prize, and then to give a reason why. And another good thing to mention here is, with regards to Facebook's algorithm and how it works, the longer that response, the better. Okay, so it's just something to bear in mind, the mechanics of the competition. And again, don't think that social media competitions are restricted just to B2C businesses. They are very much relevant to B2B businesses as well. And just to give you an example, if it was National Coffee Week, you might decide to post a social media competition, and you could offer to treat somebody to a coffee, which would tie in nicely with National Coffee Week. And there is a National Coffee Week, believe me. Okay, so it's creating the competition. Finally, the success of your competition not only hinges on the kind of mechanics, how you enter that competition, but also how well you promote it. Don't be afraid to post about it. So reminding people that you're running a competition. If you have a blog on your website, use that as an opportunity to promote it as well, and to try and drive traffic to your social media. Even cross-promote that competition on other social media platforms, on your Twitter, on your Instagram, on your LinkedIn, whatever it may be. Cross-promote that competition. And don't be afraid, if needs be, maybe to put a little bit of money behind the competition by boosting it. And there's a good reason for that, because it can give it a bit of a helping hand, a little push along, if you like. And remember, when you pay to advertise on the likes of Facebook and Instagram, you can stipulate your target audience, so the demographics, the age, the gender of your target audience, the psychographics, so their interests, their hobbies, preferences, opinions, and then finally location, if that's relevant. Okay, so the final point is promoting it. And it's a big part of it. So hopefully these pointers that I've given you are useful, and hopefully you put them into practice, and I look forward to hearing how well your social media competition has performed.